He is grabbing my butt as we speak. Hey, welcome back to Meet the Masons. Thank you guys for joining us again.
Woo!
Okay, so you guys, this is week 4 of our postpartum series.
That's right.
He is grabbing my butt as we speak.
I love my wife. It's okay for me to love my wife. She's my wife.
Yes,
I've been thinking about you all day.
Oh, sweet babe.
I had to go to the store, had to go to the bank, had to go to the car wash, had to do all this stuff, and I'm just like, I love you. And I wanted to tell you that I love you. I know we got this thing going, but it is what it is. I love you, girl. You my girl. You my woman. You my wife. You feel the love?
You're my best friend.
Oh. She can't kiss me right now because she got on this lipstick. She don't do kisses with lipstick on.
Well, anyway, we're going to get to it. I'm going to try not to make this long. Our videos be so long. But I hope you guys have been enjoying it.
Yeah.
As you guys know, we go over 5 areas of, I guess, the postpartum life. So those areas are physical recovery, feeding, emotional recovery, support, and parenting.
Yep, that's 5.
Yep. So we're going to get to the first one, which is...
Number 1, physical recovery.
Yes. So physical recovery. And this week, I would say I felt 80% myself, not 100% yet. So it's been a month since I had the surgery. And it's crazy to think that, man, it's been 4 weeks and you would think that, oh, you should be fine now. But it's like, no, you're not. Like, you may be fine, but you don't feel 100% yourself, like physically in your body.
One thing I will say, obviously you're going through the feelings, but me watching,
that
75-80% range lasts the longest. Because you can feel super, super great, and then you start speeding up, and it's like, let me slow my tail down. So it's like balancing that last edge. It takes a while. I think that's the longest phase, because at first it's like, hey, I'm at 50%, then 60, then 70, then 75, then 75 lasts for like a couple weeks.
I would say like, the 75 to 90, like, oh, I feel good. And then it's like, yeah, you feel good, but you're still not 100%, so don't be tricked and deceived by that feeling.
So sit your tail down. I'm talking to you, not to them.
I know. And that week, I think I started to realize that I wasn't 100% myself, but I still pushed myself because I'm thinking, oh, it's not that big of a deal that I'm going up the stairs, 3 times in a day instead of 0 times or 1 time, but anyway, so that was that. I still have been having bowel movements, which you guys is a big deal. I've been pooping really good.
Are you talking crap on the video?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's good because it lets me know my intestines are back intact and they are working properly. Sometimes it did feel a little bit like constipation, but it's been very regular. And to me, you guys, if you ever experience serious constipation from a C-section and all the medicines, like there's nothing like it. With River, I literally was holding the walls. Like I was crying. I felt like it was concrete.
Handprints on the walls.
It was bad. It was terrible. So to be able to freely, poop and pass gas, it's a big deal. So I'm thankful for that.
So we're happy because Levi is pooping and peeing, and River is pooping and peeing, and Kiara's pooping and peeing.
Are you pooping and peeing?
I am.
Okay, good.
I am.
Another thing is that I'm starting to feel the effects of inconsistent sleep. So with River, I remember getting to a place where she would wake up every hour and a half, and she was co-sleeping with us at that time. And it's like your body adjusts to it, and it just feels like a new normal. And so now I was like, yeah, this doesn't feel normal, and I'm tired. So I'm waking up random times of the night, and probably at this point, maybe 3 to 4 times a night he would wake up. But now when it's time to go about the day, which maybe we'll start our day around, well, for me, they start a little bit earlier, but for me probably around 9, and I still feel tired. I don't feel good. Another thing is my incision started to peel in the shower. So I was very excited about that because I did not touch it. Last time I did kind of try to peel it.
She was messing with it for a while.
I was messing with it. But this time,
I think this was a better procedure as well. And the better care of the incision site. So I think that has something to do with it.
Yes. That leads me to wonder, does it matter the physician? No, for real. Does it matter the physician? Because I keloided with my first one, but at the same time, I talked to my other friend who had 2 C-sections. She keloided the first time, and the second time she didn't.
Yeah.
So, and I think because they go lower, it may be a different kind of skin. I don't really know, but this incision is better. Yeah. It is longer.
And they cut it out.
Yeah, they cut out the keloid for
so
the
that's
other
technically why it has to at least be a little bit longer because they have to go around it.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I won't show y'all any pictures.
I know. Yeah, we don't have. I'm not that type of. You know, you see those Instagram moms who post like their incisions and stuff. I'm like, I'm very transparent with my words, but like, I don't know. I can't be showing y'all my vagina. Like, it's so close to your vagina. I can't show y'all that.
It ain't that close.
It ain't that close, but it's too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a part of it peeled, and it was a part where they thought it was keloiding, but it was just like a lot of gunk of blood in the tape, and it was very smooth underneath. So I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
And you looked at it. He always looks at my incision just to check up on it and see how it looks. And he said it looks good, right?
It looks great.
So I was happy about that. It's still very tender, but it's going to be for months, honestly. I think even with River's incision, I still felt it, even while I was pregnant. So it's always there. This week I developed a chest cough, and it definitely hurts to cough. So it used to hurt to laugh. That was over in like 3 days. But to cough, I literally have to bend myself over or sit down so that I can get the cough out. And that was, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Because you don't really pay attention to how much of your body moves. Obviously, it's abs and everything, but how much it actually takes to force out a cough, especially like a big cough. Yeah. So it's like, don't want to do that.
Right. And if you're watching this, we are recording this like 2 or 3 weeks later, so I'm not sick anymore. Just in case you're wondering. So praise the Lord.
You're supposed to say I'm delivered.
I'm delivered. But we did take elderberry for the first time during this week. So
the younger berries just weren't mature enough.
So silly. Yeah, so that was it for physical. Like I said, I had to bend over or grab a pillow to cough, and I didn't like that. But that is it for the physical recovery of week 4. Alright, so the second portion of our postpartum series is feeding.
Mommy milk.
Yes. So you guys know that we made the decision to exclusively pump during this time. So I've been doing that, but I always wanted to make sure he latches a couple times in the week so that he doesn't forget how to breastfeed, because with River she went from exclusively pumping to exclusively breastfeeding.
So is that exclusively if he still latches?
Oh, I guess it's not.
No. It's not.
But it's like I'm trying. Okay, so let me tell you guys. So he latched, he latched 3 to 4 times this week, and typically it's at night, and it was cool. Like I like that he can still latch.
Yeah.
I think the nipple confusion is definitely gone. We switched his pacifier. I don't know if we told you guys that before. I think we did. But anyway, I think switching the pacifier definitely helped. And so he's not confused about that. But it still hurts. It still hurts for him to latch. So I'll have him latch, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep on pumping. So that's that. Sometimes I do accidentally sleep longer at night, and then I have to feed him. So that's what has been happening. Like, he's been sleeping longer, praise the Lord. So longer is like 3 to 4 hours a stretch versus like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. And sometimes the ideal thing is while he's sleeping longer, still get up to pump. But she's like, hey, he sleeps, so she sleep.
Y'all,
and she wake up and was like,
oh shoot, I don't have a bottle. Now I have to feed him. So that is one of the things when you're a pumping mom that, you know, either you keep your schedule or you go to sleep. And for me, I actually put my alarm on, but I never ever hear it because I think I'm just so exhausted that because I'm not a hard sleeper, but during this time I have not heard my alarms at all. So it's been good. It felt good to get more sleep. But then
your phone on vibrate or something.
I don't know. You haven't heard either, huh?
Hey, look, I've been working overtime.
He has.
I'm like, look, night. When I say night,
close the door.
No. I get up if I hear y'all. I do not listen for your phone. I listen for my phone because you'll call me.
Yeah.
So I listen for my phone. If I hear Kiara talking, I'm up. If I hear Levi talking, I'm up. If I hear River talking, I'm up. And if I hear my phone, I'm up. But if I hear her phone, I don't care.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, which is fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, what happens is, so when he does sleep longer, sometimes I get more milk out. So normally he eats 3.5 ounces during this week. And if we go through longer stretches, I can pump like up to 5 ounces. So now I'm trying to like build a stash. So if we go out in public or if for whatever reason we need a stash, then I have that. So that has been cool. Another interesting thing was this week was Valentine's Day week.
Yeah.
And we had our freebie pump, which is the hands-free pump. I don't know why I say it's hands-free, but you also don't have to plug it to the wall. It's a portable one.
It's wireless.
So y'all,
Well, it's not wireless. It's semi-wireless.
Yeah, it's portable, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so y'all put the pump on. I needed a pump. I had a bottle. I had one bottle, and y'all, the pump would not work. I mean, just didn't work. It wouldn't suction. I'm trying to fix the things. It just would not suction. So now I'm freaking out because we went out to the Crayola experience for River, and which is pretty like 40 minutes away from my house. So now I'm like, crap. I was not prepared for that. I was very frustrated, very upset, because I knew I had to latch him, but I knew that I still had that anxiety that I did not want to deal with in public. And I still wanted River to enjoy her time at Crayola experience. So it's not like we were going to turn around so that I could go back home and pump. It was like, all right, you got to deal with it. And the whole time I'm just hoping that he slept. Slept as long as possible so that I didn't have to deal with that.
And he did I think he did very
good.
well with sleeping. Especially with being with Daddy, because Kiara, I don't know what it is, maybe because he can smell the milk coming.
Yes.
But like if I get him, I'm like, you want him to go to sleep? All right, give me 3 minutes. Boom, he's out. And I could just put my kids to sleep no matter how old they are. Like River, I'm like, River, 3 minutes. It's time to go night-night.
Yeah, at this stage, at least. Now that she's a little bit older.
Even when she was little, you remember I used to put her down like this, face down, and just...
Oh, yeah. I feel like it took her a little bit longer.
Maybe 6 minutes.
For River, but Levi, a lot quicker, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so we had... The good thing we had the baby carrier, so Jared took him, and then me and River got some time to play, and he put him to sleep, so I was like... Whew,
and those were some cool pictures that we got to take with.
Oh, yeah, maybe we can put them in there.
Throw some of those up there, or just put a link or something. But it was a lot of fun. We had a cool experience. It was really cool.
Yes.
But we still got them downstairs. We're probably not going to use all of them for a while. But like when she gets older, like, hey, this was you when you were little. Yeah. So right now, she's just going to scribble all over it. Yeah.
But anyway, as far as feeding, the anxiety was there, and I'm just like, please. Anyway, nonetheless, in regards to feeding, that was very stressful, and I was like, heck no, we made it home. But at this point, I definitely prefer to bottle feed him. I know it's out. Don't judge me, y'all. Anyway, at this point, definitely prefer to bottle feed him. Definitely prefer my Medela pump over the Freebie pump. And yeah. Another thing is I started to use a warm rag after I pump because it hurts for me to pump too. That might be Levi. So afterwards, to alleviate the pain, I've been using like a warm rag, and it feels much better, and that helps. But one thing that happened this week was that I used a cold compress because my nips were hurting once again, and I used a frozen compress. It's like gel pads for your breast. And I went to sleep. It felt amazing, y'all. I got up to pump. 6 minutes into pumping, still nothing there. So I'm freaking the heck out because this is how I feed Levi, and I'm like, where is my milk at? Then I'm searching, I'm like, oh, cold compresses actually decrease milk production. Because
when you're putting a cold compress on, it's bringing the warmth towards your core instead of towards the front of your nipples. So that blood is going the opposite direction.
It ain't coming out. Yeah, it was halfway terrifying for me. I was like, what the heck did I do, and why didn't anyone tell me that? Like, why didn't I know that? And let's go get Levi.
You can just keep going.
Okay, so he's gonna get Levi. So that was terrifying for me, but I ended up pumping for 30 minutes to get just up to 3 ounces, and normally get 3.5 ounces within like 15 minutes. So I kept pumping because he needed to eat. And luckily at his next feeding, he only ate like 2 ounces, and I'm like, thank you, Lord. Like, God causes, you know, like you always have more than enough, even if it doesn't look like enough, you know? So that preach. After that, I kept pumping. In the next feeding, I had about like over 3.5 ounces. So I say that to say that if it looks like your supply is decreasing, don't stop pumping, don't stop feeding, because what you're doing is signaling to your body that I need more milk. So that's why that was a good thing that I kept pumping up until 30 minutes, because it let my body know that, oh wow, she still needs milk. In the next session I had it. So I know some people get alarmed and they're like, oh, let me get formula, or let me do this because I don't have any more milk. But that was just one session, so just keep going. I know there are times where people's milk does dry up. I don't know the circumstances and the science behind that, but If not, don't get alarmed. Just keep pumping and trust that your body knows what it needs to do. So that was it for the feeding portion. Now my guys are coming back.
And number 3 is emotional recovery.
Yes. So emotional recovery.
I've been crying all week, y'all.
Oh yeah. How did you feel?
I've been crying all week.
Right.
On the inside.
Have you been?
No.
Okay. So I said emotionally I was better this week. I was very upset with Jared, and there's a situation where he left the house. Well, I knew he was leaving the house.
Hold up. I'm like, I'd never leave the house.
No, he planned to go somewhere, and he stayed out longer than what we thought it was going to be.
Oh, so, yeah. But I was always communicating. It's not like I'm just going.
The issue is that he was out longer than what we had initially planned.
Yeah. And that's
that's all it was. And I was very upset about that. So we're talking about emotions. I was angry. I was pretty angry because now with these 2 kids, they my kids, y'all. But still, I just didn't expect to have to watch both of them that long. And honestly, we're just talking about emotions. Like me having a toddler and having a newborn, River wants to do so much. And she talks a lot and she wants to do X, Y, and Z. And I just want to sit down and rest. And feed this kid and think about pumping and my pump pods are upstairs and I gotta go upstairs or I gotta go back downstairs. So for me, it was very frustrating and I was frustrated. Yeah. Period. Nonetheless, that was that. But I remember feeling so angry that I also didn't want to lash out because emotionally, spiritually, I would say, we have had more time together. We've been watching more series about marriage. And so I just didn't want to be a nagging wife, even though I was upset. And you can always talk to your husband when you're upset. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But I am inclined to nag, if you guys didn't know.
Wow.
Yes, I am.
I've never heard you say that.
I am inclined to do that. And so realizing that, I was like, ooh, I don't want to nag, even though justifiably I could. But I'm just tired of being that way. Like, I just want a good marriage, and I'm just tired of arguing. Like, I don't argue a lot.
Who are you?
I'm just... I'm telling the Lord is doing the work in me.
Hey, he sure is.
I'm just tired of it. So I was like, I'm not about to go in. But I was very short and curt with him that night. And so he went to bed. He was like, babe, why you all short with me? And I'm like, I'm still angry. So that was that. Anyway, also been a place where I wanted to start back making good content. So this whole time, I think we've just been focusing on the baby. And I feel like last time with River, I kind of lost myself. I was just like, I'm a mother. And I forgot what I loved. But this time, it's like, I know what I love to do. And I want to get back to that. So I was like, man, I want to start getting back on Instagram and getting back in my stories. Because I'm very active and present on my Instagram stories. If you guys didn't know that, probably not on my feed as much for now. But in my stories is where it's at. So make sure you follow me. So that's where I've been too. So what about you?
I think I'm pretty neutral because I intentionally try to stay in this middle zone. Mm-hmm. There's some moments where it's like, man, I'm doing everything. I feel like I'm just doing everything. And then some moments where it's like, nah, you got your own battles to fight. Obviously, we're fighting together, but I cannot literally put my feet in your shoes. I can only just put my feet around your shoes. Like, I can help with dishes and clothes and laundry and making meals and taking care of the kids, but I cannot feel what you're feeling on the inside. So that when you go back to the scar, and we found this little thing, the little video that shows the process, even though I got to watch the process, but for her to see it, it's like, nah,
never seen it before.
I'm holding a lot of other things back so you don't have to deal with them, but what you're holding, I don't want to hold. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think we'll talk about that with support, which I guess is a nice transition. So the next part is support.
Number 5.
Yes. Number 4.
Number 5 minus 1.
So as far as support, like Jared was saying, I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that your partner who wasn't able to carry the child, who wasn't able to deliver, is taking on more and helping out more. So I recognize that it's definitely not unseen that he is taking care of River, which having a toddler, y'all, River is amazing. Honestly, she really is fun. But she's a lot of energy. More energy than I feel like I can exert right now. But Jared has the capacity to do that. So like watching that, like, wow, I really can't be there in that capacity, but he can. And I'm so grateful because if you wasn't there, thank God I don't ever have to think about that. But it's just trying to do all that to entertain a toddler and take care of a newborn.
And this is another shout out for all the single dads and single moms that literally have to do this alone, where you're with 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids or more. It's like, man, woman, whoever it may be, that's a lot of work. And trying to play both sides of the line at the same time is difficult. Because if it's fun and difficult the way we're doing it now, you just spit it out. Imagine like doing all of it. It's tough. So we definitely appreciate all the people that have done that. Hopefully it doesn't have to be like that forever for everybody.
Shout out to my mom. I was raised by a single mom.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends, I think it was probably week 5, but I was like, if you see a single mom walking around with an attitude, she probably got a right to have an attitude. I know she's probably frustrated. You probably could help her out and not judge her.
Don't leave the dads out. Hey, I'm always going to step up for the dads.
And I appreciate that because I feel like people need to advocate for fathers.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I have a husband.
Some single dad friends where it's like, bro, you are going through it. And you are literally handling business, taking kids to daycare, wiping noses, going to doctor's appointments, changing your schedule around, and
dealing with baby mamas.
Whether you can or can't. Some of them like aren't there to deal with, you know. So I think the spectrum goes towards the ladies, but it's an equal opportunity situation.
Yes. So if I'm more inclined towards the women, he's more.
And that's fine. That's fine.
But I definitely advocate for men too. But yeah, so we were saying that if you ever see a single mom with attitude, help out. Like, ask her how she needs help. Like, maybe she just needs a couple hours to herself. Watch the kids, cook something for them, you know. I think parenting gives you this time to really see that it's not easy for everyone, and it opens up your heart to see that, wow, people really need help.
Yeah. Did you just transition to parenting? Number 5, parenting.
No, I did want to say something about support. That week, we had some friends who came over and brought us food. So I was thankful for that. So shout out to Brittany, Merle, and Monique. And Stisha was week 5. And Stisha. Yeah. So I really appreciate that. And I want to say this too. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but hopefully you guys are following along. If you are going to visit a mom postpartum, do not come empty-handed and do not come without help. And I'm not saying that you have to do these things, but we don't need you to just look at the baby. I know you're excited about that, but a lot of times we need a nap. And so we can't entertain for hours upon hours. Not saying that anyone did that.
Which they didn't.
They didn't. And anyone who we let in and stayed for hours because we enjoyed their presence. So just don't get that twisted. But sometimes people aren't as sensitive to what has really happened and what a mom needs. And just this postpartum time, it's like sometimes we don't want to just sit around for hours and talking because we're thinking about the nap that we need, the pumping session that is coming up in 2 minutes, and like, oh my gosh, am I going to pump in front of you, or are you about to go, or what am I going to do? It's like so many things running in our mind, and it's nice, and I'm so grateful for the people who don't come empty-handed and don't come, you know, just to spectate.
Right.
So now we can transition on. Go ahead.
Number 5. Parenting.
So parenting, well, that week was Valentine's Day, was on that Friday, and so we decided that we wanted to make Valentine's Day about the family. Jared and I, if you don't know, and I think a lot more couples are like this and they talk about, but we don't really celebrate holidays as much like that. Like, we just don't, because
it's not as festive. We like to celebrate all the time. It's not like, oh, let's wait for this holiday and then we're gonna do something. It's like, you want to do something?
Right. We don't feel the pressure always to make this a big deal. That's just us. But there are also times where I do want it to be a big deal, and I communicate that to Jared. So it's not like that. But
and what are the tenets of communication?
I don't know.
Yeah, River.
That's River. So as we were saying, we had to check the camera, but Valentine's Day we wanted to make it about the family, so we wanted to take River out to the Crayola experience. I haven't wanted to go there for a long time because I love crayons and I love coloring, but River does too. So we went there and we had a fun time.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was fun and I appreciate it. So they had a nursing room. Thank you so much, Crayola experience. If you're watching, gosh it. Anyway, they have a nursing room, so that was nice. Now granted, he Y'all, he blew out. He was screaming his head off. It was a lot during that time, but I was appreciative for that little room. And then so during that time, Jared would take River out and do different activities, like 15 things you can do. So they did some things, and then he took Levi, and I was grateful for that moment to be able to spend some one-on-one time with River. I think he could feel that too, because I hadn't had that much time, or wasn't making that much time, because I was kind of tending to him at home. And so we would do different activities and go to one place to another. So that was really special for me, and I was grateful that we did that.
It was fun.
Yeah, I guess I put in the notes that thing again about being home with the kids longer than I expected, and I realized that I could handle the task up until a certain point. Then I realized I'm still not back to myself, so eventually I spent the last couple hours sitting on the sofa and like being really drained and being really tired, because I'm still recovering from a C-section. So I was tired during that time, but I knew that, you know, up until that point I could do it, and I didn't feel the anxiety of taking care of my 2 kids. But it was like, ooh, yeah.
Your 2 kids, these are my kids.
Yes, our 2 kids.
Because River will tell you, I'm not your baby. Levi's not your baby. We daddy's baby.
Yes. Well, she like, no,
and I did not train her to say that.
She did. But some days it's mommy's. Some days Levi is my baby, and some days
you get like once every 13 days.
She's funny, y'all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so parenting has been fun. Nonetheless, week 4, things are getting better as expected. I think honestly the hardest postpartum times are the first 2 weeks. If you can get past the first 2 weeks, you're good.
Yeah. And
you're gonna get past them. But it may be difficult, but it's fine. It definitely gets better day by day and week by week. So
literally, it's not like you can just leap forward in time. You got to take it one step at a time. And it's okay to ask for help. That's one thing I will say, because that's one thing. Is like Kiara will say, hey, I might need you to help me with this. I'm like, just say I need help with this,
right,
instead of saying all right, let me know when you need me.
Yeah, that's true. That's another thing too. Well, Jared, his semantics, but it's true, because sometimes you beat around the bush when you are uncomfortable asking for help. You're like, maybe, do you feel like, because I'll do it if you don't feel like it, or da da da. And it's like, well, go ahead and do it, since you want to beat around the bush.
You want to beat around the bush? Let me know what's on the other side of the bush.
Right. So that's been that. But overall, I'm feeling better. This experience has been much better than last pregnancy, and I'm grateful. Yeah. So that's it for you guys, and we will be back next week. We only have 2 more weeks of our postpartum series, but I think we might do, like, you know, maybe a 2-month and a 6-month update for you guys if you're interested.
Yeah, let us know if you're interested, because this is 4 weeks and.
So yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you later.
Love you. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Bye.